Let's talk about acting again. Why not? It became the best performing video on my channel last time, so I'm here to cash in on the buzz. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I sound desperate, don't I? But I'm not here to waste your time. This is educational and very entertaining content. Trust me, bro. Anyway, today I want to get pretentious and talk about acting again. Mr. Professional is my name. But enough dumbassery. Let's get serious.
Yes! 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 Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite! Oh, God! Oh, God!
Today I want to talk about yet another specific aspect of acting. Emotions, that is. Specifically where they come from. In the last video I made about acting, I talked about emotions too. But in this one, the focus is a little different. In my last video, I used examples of great writing and build-up to showcase when and how emotions, big ones, come out. Because my main point in that video was about why people tend to find these scenes from the stupid YouTube videos that you can search for about the greatest acting to be so powerful. And while, yes, the actors pulling off these amazing feats did do a lot of work for it, the writing of these shows and movies, the anticipation, and the build-up were a major part that the actor had no control over, really. Today, I want to focus on stuff that are very much in the actor's control. These come in the form of how the actor goes about doing their job. I used the example of stupid YouTube searches that lead to dumb things in the last video, and I want to use it again. This isn't really just in YouTube searches, however, but also in a lot of discourse about acting. It's how some acting coaches even teach it. But I'm here to denounce it. Crazy me, who got in a couple of acting classes and now think I'm some big shit. Anyway, search on YouTube how to act. A lot of the time what you'll get is shit like how to act happy, how to act sad, how to act angry, how to act disappointed, how to cry. Doesn't seem like there's any issue with any of these at first glance, right? Well, not exactly. Same as when you think that there's nothing wrong with not liking this video. It doesn't seem that bad at first, but trust me, there's some larger forces at play here. So just listen to Mo and please like the video. Anyway, back to topic. See, if you're thinking about approaching any random scene by, say for example, you're doing this scene and your character is gonna have a sad moment. Let's use an actual example. This scene from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah, it doesn't seem right to use that as the example for a sad scene, but bear with me. Here is a scene where Will gets all excited to go do something with his father who abandoned him throughout his childhood, but where his dad gets scared and abandons him again. This scene starts where Will is happy and ends where he is very, very sad. So if you're thinking about approaching this scene by, I should be smiling in the beginning and by the end I should be crying and whimpering, you've already lost the battle. There is no way you're gonna make a great scene out of that. This is because you're just playing pretend. You're not feeling any emotion. You're acting it out. Let's take it one step further, though. This is a scene where Will goes from happy he's leaving with his dad, to indifferent about not being able to go, to in denial about why he doesn't care, to pride as he boasts about why he's better off without his dad, to anger about why fuck his dad, and finally to sadness and crying because he thinks his dad doesn't want him. Now, it would be really jarring to be constantly emoting each of these things one after another. It would feel like you're giving pauses each time. So a lot of acting teachers would tell you instead, you should draw from your own life. To feel sad in this particular scene, think about something in your life that caused you anguish. Or think about something that could happen that will make you feel bad. And while that might work in making you actually look the feeling, first off, it would be really fucking hard to do that with a scene like this, where you have to go through all of these emotions. But, more importantly, what this will do is, it will take you out of the scene you're in. You're no longer experiencing abandonment from your father unless that is the feeling that you drew from, that possibly happened to you. And this isn't something that happened to everyone. Most likely now you're experiencing sadness from something else that happened to you, and so you're not in the scene anymore. I want to show you another example of why that can be a problem, because I can't really in this scene since Will is mostly monologuing. Instead, we're gonna look at this just beautiful scene from Good Will Hunting. Very famous scene near the end of the movie. It's the "It's Not Your Fault" scene. Of course. For those of you crazies who are unfamiliar with the movie, Good Will Hunting is a movie about this orphan kid who's kind of a genius, but who gets into a lot of trouble because of the way of his upbringing. And the movie focuses a lot on that. This here is a scene where his therapist, Robin Williams in this scene, is reading him his final report basically from what came out of his therapy appointments. It's a very powerful scene that starts out relatively simple and nice. Both characters are kind of neutral, or at least that's kind of what appears on the surface without paying close attention. If we focus on Will, let's not confuse ourselves. These two are not the same Wills. If we focus on Matt Damon. In this scene, you'll notice that he starts out this scene relatively nice and easygoing, devolving into this bitterness about the abuse he faced from his foster father, down the path of sarcasm, his nice defense mechanism there, and slowly moving into this anger and crying at the end. Now let's get one thing straight here. All of that was bullshit. Matt Damon was not feeling bitter in this scene, or angry, or sad. He had one true emotion, and that was fear. From the moment he entered the room, you can see it if you focus. This slow reluctance in his movement. The way he eases back on the counter with this face expression of, I have no idea what's about to happen. He has this aura of fear that starts small and slowly builds throughout the scene until it finally can't help but come out in that loud, ugly sob. The way I like to look at it is if you think of Inception, the movie, or the concept, but mainly the movie since I want to talk about the idea of implanting an idea in someone's brain that starts out very, very small. Could be finding something out that is different about your father, like our boy does in Inception, and let that cement. Like planting seeds and watching them grow. That's really how it goes down in this scene. If you look closely, you'll see. The scene basically starts with this question from Matt Damon.
What is that?
This little fear of the unknown, and slowly goes down the path of fear of exposure, the fear of confronting his trauma, the fear of letting any real feeling come out, and instead let it bottle up. This is the prime example of an actor withholding their emotion, and instead of making it come out, bottling it up so strong and letting it build so that it can't help but come out. Robin Williams starts saying it's not your fault, and it immediately makes him uncomfortable, but plays it off as, "You doy, of course I know." Robin keeps saying it, and he gets more uncomfortable, more fearful, eventually feeling the need to stand up and take a step back. And when that doesn't work, he uses violence and confrontation, holding back the one true feeling until it pours out naturally on its own in that stupid cry. Mwah! Chef's kiss. One of the most important things you need to understand about this scene is that the actor wasn't sad or angry or bitter. He was scared. He was in fear. Actors are dynamic, right? Characters are dynamic. They can move through all these different states in the same scene. But you need to understand where these come from. These small little feelings always have to come from somewhere deeper. Anger? No. Fear. Annoyance? No. Hatred. Sadness? No. Loss. If you understand why your characters are acting the way they are, understand these deeper underlying emotions, understanding their motivations, that's when you can play a good sad or angry or happy or whatever. And more importantly than that, you won't use the method that we talked about before of thinking about something happening in your own life that makes you feel this way. Because let's use the Good Will Hunting scene example. Let's say Matt Damon here decided to think about, I don't know, his ex that dumped him or something to make him sad and cry. Not only would that not have used the true emotion the character was feeling in the scene, but also it would have taken him out of the scene. His scene partner is right there, Robin Williams. We talked about this before. Sanford Meisner, being there with your partner, listening to what they give you and truly reacting based off of that. You can't do that if you're thinking about something else. Moreover, using true memories of trauma and bad stuff in your life can be dangerous and lead to some not so nice emotional instability. Sorry, Stanislavski. Loneliness, fear, rejection, shame, admiration, power, love. These are feelings. Annoyance, indifference, anger, boredom, excitement. These are not. I know I'm rambling on and on about this stuff way too much when, honestly, there's a much simpler and honestly sometimes more effective way of approaching scenes. If I'm being honest, some of my best scenes that I have performed on more than one occasion, I was quite unprepared. On one occasion, I didn't know I was doing a scene on the given day of my class, and so I didn't even know my lines. It was a pretty short scene, so I ran the lines quickly in my head, but couldn't get them all the way through, and so I just thought, fuck it. I went up there, did the whatever approach, and came out the other end receiving praise. It was ridiculous. On multiple occasions, I have been criticized pretty harshly when I had prepared so thoroughly and so well. Another example that was even better, and it's pretty much, if I have to give one single piece of advice, would be using this example. There was this one time I was filming a monologue. I prepared everything. My motivations, my 5 W's, that's a topic for another day, my physicality, my relationship with the scene partner, everything to a T. But on the day of filming, I was exhausted. I was tired from work the previous night and I was sleepy. And my system just wasn't working that well. And so I pretty much forgot all my preparation, except for my lines. Good thing I didn't forget those. That would have been pretty stupid, huh? But I came out the other end receiving quite a bit of praise yet again. Even more this time around. And I told my teacher that I had forgotten all this preparation I had done, that I was tired and blah blah. And what they told me was that's one of the best things an actor can do, is to fully prepare for your scene, analyze everything and learn all your lines, and then pretty much Forget about all that once you're going into filming. All that you did, forget about all of it, and just be in the moment with your scene partner, reacting off of what they give you. And you could get some pretty great results using that method. And dumbass me had done it accidentally. There are a lot of things to learn in acting. I talked a little bit about some things here, but there's so much more that you could get into. But I felt like this was a very important topic here because I really feel like this misinformation in teaching is way too popular, and no offense to people who may use it, in my opinion, way too dumb. Understanding your character is the most important thing an actor can do. Once you've done that, play it however you feel, in the moment. Your authentic self will come out that way, trust me. And have fun doing it. What's the point of doing all of this if you're not having fun? I know the stuff I just talked about was way too tedious and long, and makes it seem hard and not fun. But honestly, to me, it's the part I enjoy most about acting. The dissecting and analyzing of character to figure out how I can approach them. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you do, and if I should do more content about acting. Really worked out last time. Very much hoping it will this time too. Watch this video next about The Last of Us, and subscribe. See ya.